Hey everybody, Devout Nation here again with another video. I wanted to bring up the topic of eyes and evolution and how evolution explains it, and how, to me, it's more crazy to believe in evolution creating eyes than a creator making eyes. So basically, if you do your research, most scientists who believe in the theory of evolution for everything, they believe that eyes came from organisms that had simple light sensitive cells. And what that means is the cells on their body could detect light. And those cells, it was a survival of the fittest, because if you got more light, you would survive better, because you need light to grow, etc. So they believe that those light sensitive cells then started to form depressions. And when I say depressions, think of like a concave in its body structure where those cells gathered. And then they believe that it became like a pinhole, and that pinhole captured the light, and you could basically see like your first images. And then they believe, and when you do your research, it's good to point out that all of the research that you can find on this, they use a lot of words like could have, may have, um, and then it's just not definitive. And for me, coming from an atheistic agnostic background, like when I started to think about like the evolution, and especially the eye, because the eye is pretty special. It's pretty complex. It serves a completely new function for its host, its body. So if the theory of evolution goes, there were cells created by whatever you want to believe in. If you're an atheist, why would those cells need eyes to begin with? And if it was a survival of the fittest thing, no other organism had eyes. Like when if you want to use the theory that lightning struck water, made molecules come together, none of that made an eyeball. So there was no superior organism that had eyeballs that these other organisms had to evolve eyeballs to compete with them. So there was no use for eyeballs for anything. So, but to continue on the theory that the evolution uh, group believes in, they believe that that it formed a depression, it made a pinhole, and then it had a transparent covering, and then it developed a lens, and it's just all like they put it together, and they use such obscure evidence of that actually happening. They'll say, well, there are um, animals today that have, like, they use a lot of like mollusks and snails and stuff. They'll say some have pinholes, and I just can't get on board with that, because if you believe in evolution, you have to believe it 100% and fully, and that means bacteria, something, a single cell organism, had patches of light sensitive cells that turned into this piece of flesh that had a concave for those light sensitive cells, that got further and made a hole, and then it developed a lens. And then, like, it's just you have to have a bigger leap of faith to believe in that than to say that a creator, an intelligent mind, created eyes. It's just wild to me how I used to think. I used to think, oh yeah, science can explain everything. Science can explain everything, and I'm a big believer in science, but science can also be wrong. And it's been wrong in many, many cases. I mean, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, doctors who were performing surgeries didn't even wear gloves. They didn't even know, microbacteria existed. So to me, the theory of evolution when it comes to eyes and the creation of eyeballs, that I see no way. There's just no way that over millions of years, light sensitive cells developed a concave structure in the organism, and then it developed a lens somehow. Like it's just no way. And that would mean that the organisms that had these light sensitive cells had to reproduce with other forms of this organism that started to evolve this concaved light sensitive cell area, and it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. So if you believe in the theory of evolution to its core, and you have more evidence that you want to bring up, comment below. I would love to hear it. If you watch my previous videos and go through the comments, you'll see that I'm a pretty fair person. I like healthy debates. I don't like when people get toxic. I'm always respectful. If you tell me to say, hey, look at this article, it says this, X, Y, and Z, I will take the time and I will go look at it and I will apply it to my thought process. So if you have any information on the creation of eyes, and I did a bunch of research with evidence-based journal articles, and before I made this video, and none of it is like, they always use words like I said, they could have done this, it may have ended up like this. For me, it's a hard pass on the theory of evolution when it comes to the complexity of the eye. To me, it makes more sense that an intelligent mind who made our complex bodies gave us eyes. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. If you enjoy these videos, you can always follow me on Twitch. I do live streaming about every night. I talk to people about topics like this. I also stream video games, and you can follow me on all the socials. I'm on twitch.tv/devoutnation, x.com/devoutnation, tiktok.com/@devoutnation, and youtube.com/@devoutnation. As always, bless you all, and I will see you on the next one.